Alex.
Oh, hello, Jimmy. We're out here. It's 1999. We're rebuilding the church portion of the Mount Carmel Center that was destroyed April 19th, 1993 by the FBI hostage rescue teams and Army Special Applications Group Delta, or Army Special Operations. And we've had hundreds and hundreds of people out here helping over the last week. We've really only worked on 3 separate days. We guess it's going to take 2 to 3 months to complete this structure. It's 48 by 60. We've changed the plans twice, but since construction last week, we've gone ahead and set it at that size. That's not counting the front porch. And we certainly need volunteers and people to support what we're doing out here. And the volunteer hotline number is 512-292-0070. That's 512-292-0070, or you can simply go to Infowars.com, short for information war, Infowars.com. There is a war on for your mind. And we have directions here to Bellmead. It's actually northeast of Waco, just a few miles. And it's real experience. It's about defying the false reality that we're all up against. These people didn't have illegal guns. They didn't have speed labs. They weren't engaged in child abuse. Their stories never changed one bit. I've met them. I know them personally. We've interviewed him many times on television and radio. So it's clear. The federal government, they've been lying all along. This was a psychological warfare test upon the American people to see if we would accept a police state here in our own country. They started out with the demonization and the attack, the raid, the ensuing siege, and the arson that was committed against these people. The one piece of evidence they used to say that the Davidians did it was a supposed audio tape that the FBI had that we're supposed to trust. They're so honest. Of course, listen to Frederick Whitehurst, former head of the FBI crime lab for almost 9 years, who left in disgust. 4 years he was writing internal memos about how they were manufacturing evidence in Oklahoma, Waco, World Trade Center bombing, Theodore Kaczynski, the Unabomber. So we have their own people telling us they're manufacturing evidence. This scratchy audio tape of supposedly Koresh's voice saying, pour it in there. Well, we know they were getting rainwater from the roof. We know that that's how they were drinking. I mean, it's just, that was supposedly taken 8 hours before it burned down. Somebody says, pour it. The FBI says, here's this audio tape, pour it. This is what's happening. I hope they were pouring Molotov cocktails to defend themselves against the tanks.
But
the evidence we have,
2 parts gasoline, 1 part motor.
The actual video we have is the APCs, well, the Bradley fighting vehicles, the engineering vehicles, all 8 of them, federal special operations forces with their automatic weapons firing into the structure. And let's repeat this. The Texas Rangers heavily redacted report that came out about 2 weeks ago. The Texas Rangers heavily redacted report. It wasn't going to be 200 pages. They were going to release it on a Friday. Well, a federal judge said wait until Monday and then you can release it. Well, 3 federal judges met on that Saturday night, unprecedented move, late at night, and decided, well, we're not going to allow this to be released right now. So that happened. So we got a 13-page report. What's in the 13-page synopsis? It deals with an explosive device, a shaped charge being placed on top of the concrete structure, the storm cellar they had inside the building. There's actual photos up on the Department of Public Safety's website of the concrete structure after the fire, which has since been destroyed and bulldozed before the authorities would let anybody in. We do have a photo of it. The circular hole in the top, the explosion we saw on the national news from 2.5 miles away via the German news cam that was built up on a platform. They held the media back. They destroyed the evidence that a shaped charge, a hole with the rebar pointing straight down from the shaped charge to kill the children and women that were hiding inside. The only people that survived came out the front of the chapel, the area that we are rebuilding. We're not rebuilding the entire complex. And that was because the German news cam 2.5 miles away was giving live continual footage. Back then they had, not many folks could get a super zoom lens. The Germans had a new specially made type back in '93 that could get close-up pictures from up to 2.5 miles away or further. They were on a 25 to 30 foot platform, I forget now, about 2.5 miles away. The only people that made it out, the 9 that made it out, all made it out in the front, the same area. Everyone else that was herded back, the tanks were busting the walls, people couldn't get away. Most people were herded towards the back. When they came out, Delta Force in that area over there basically in their APCs from behind started shooting the people as they tried to exit. Then the feds and the Delta Force held the fire trucks back around 30 minutes after the fire had burned down to the ground. We have the footage of them bulldozing materials, bodies, you name it, back up into the pile. Bodies were found by the Tarrant County medical examiner, Pirwani, that were cut in half by tank treads. Well, sorry, the videos didn't have any tank treads. So you have this mass murder being committed. In the report, the Texas Ranger report, you have sniper rounds found at these homes where the FBI snipers like Lon Oriucci of Ruby Ridge fame were staying. Oh, they found 24 shell casings in one house, 12 in another, and they were all sniper rounds, 223, 308, 22 250. They also found some sniper rounds in that building that was in Sierra 2. They found sniper rounds in a dugout, Sierra 1.
Well, they had these suckers surrounded and shot the hell out of them. I got about 30 seconds left on this table.
Well, basically, that's about it. Go to Infowars.com for details. And, of course, my program's here on Austin Community Access Center, and, of course, I'm on the radio. Infowars.com. Give us a call on the volunteer hotline. We need your help. 512-292-0070. Be part of history. Get involved today. We concentrate our activities on Fridays and Sundays generally. They got more months to build this. Get involved. Get off the bench. Challenge the false reality. 512-292-0070. Death to the New World Order.
Hell yeah.
From my cold dead hand.